Passenger princess if you ride with God. Everybody don't respect like the role of a woman being in her femininity, in this mindset of like, yeah, I got this big boss energy. Like what Lotto said, I'm big mama. Like yeah, like do you really want to be big mama for real? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Vanna. If you're new here, if you're not new here, hey mama, and welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're back for another episode of Grown Woman-ish, where we just talk about things being a woman, life, motherhood, just true girl talk of bettering and becoming the best version of ourselves. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to just become a more softer, feminine woman, letting go of those masculine ways and just stepping into your soft era, guided by God and yourself and your intuition, and not letting your environment change who you are in your core, or better yet, like the woman that you dream for yourself to be. So as we did in the last one, we're going to be making something. I always told you I will be making a cocktail, baking, appetizers, something that's good that y'all can take away and make at home as well. So today, I know a lot of the girlies are in like the dry, what is this, May, like every month somebody's telling me like they're not drinking alcohol. I'm not living in that era of life right now. I don't see a need to. Like it's the summertime, I want to indulge in a good cocktail, I'm not gonna lie to you. But this one is going to be a mocktail for my girlies who are not drinking, or just want to cut back on their alcohol, or just want to switch things up like me. Like you may not necessarily be eliminating alcohol out of your diet, but why not just try something new? So we're going to be making a very, very simple mocktail before we start chatting. So let's make this drink real quick, and then we're going to head over to the couch and just chop it up. You can honestly use whatever type of glass that you like, but we're extra over on this side of the world, on this side of YouTube. So y'all see we got the candles lit, the vibes are going, and you need a cute glass to go with the vibes, period. Ready? Let's go sit down and talk. It's really good. I'm trying not to get like the strawberries in my teeth, but it's so like light, refreshing, simple. All right, so we're comfortable, we're cozy, we're chilling. Let's like chop it up. I'm your girl. We're just talking about life, right? I know somebody's gonna ask about the outfit. It is also linked down below. Girl, it ain't nothing special, but I know somebody's gonna ask me, and I try to make sure that I link everything under the sun. When whatever you see in my videos, I try to link it. The couch, the olive tree, everything that you see will be linked down below. So that's that, along with my other social medias. If you're not following me on Instagram and TikTok, I highly suggest that you do, and also I like to know it, because that's where all of my links are. If you see me looking away, I have my laptop here because I want to make sure that I'm hitting all the points that I plan to talk about with y'all. Sometimes when I do these sit down videos, girl, I be so passionate about it, I just be running my mouth and I can get to talking a little bit too much. So let's just start from the beginning and how like femininity started for me, like my path with femininity and being a girl's girl or a girly girl, just being a soft era girl, right? So I am the baby of my family. I only have one other sibling, my brother, and then my mom and my dad, of course. I just feel like my parents like raised me very much so in my soft girl era. Of course, I didn't know what the heck a soft girl era was. Like that really wasn't even a thing until recently, at least until my knowledge, like the last decade or so. I always just grew up being called like very bougie. People used to call me like a girly girl, negatively and positively. Like I've had cousins that just call me, oh yeah, she's so bougie. Like my family nickname, they call me like Missy. I've always been associated with that type of like vibe, like since a child, right? Very soft, like the way my parents talked to me and loved me, showed me affection, how we communicated as a family. It was always very soft. It was always me being in my feminine energy. Like I don't have to be aggressive, I don't have to be hard, I don't have to be rough. I was just raised like that. Once I got to college and I started seeing like the way other people were raised, the way other girls act, the way guys treated girls, I started realizing like, everybody don't respect like the role of a woman being in her femininity. Like that's when I started realizing like, whoa, it's a rough world out here. Like the way that my parents raised me and the things that I've seen, even just outside of my parents, like just my village in general, my grandmother, my aunts, my cousins, like everybody treated me as such. Like the men in my life, my father, like specifically, my brother specifically, like my cousins that play like male cousins that play brother roles in my life has always treated me like as a soft girl. Like I've always been treated like that. So when I got to college and I started to see like, whoa, the world is not really soft. Everybody don't really respect feminine women. Some people just don't really give a crap, like period. They don't care. And not that they should care, like so, in college, like you're 18, 19 years old, you're in your adolescent years. Some of these men at that point, young boys, don't even know how to respect a woman in her femininity, and they're not even in their right masculine energy to respect a woman in that era of life, you know, if that makes sense. But I feel like college made me like kind of step out of what I truly was or truly am, because I'm out here like, you're not gonna play with me. You're not gonna play with me. Even like with friendships, like dealing with other women can make you step out of your femininity as well, because people really be out here trying to play with you. People be out here trying to play with you. And I, like, yes, I was raised in my soft girl era, but I was also raised around women that you're not gonna play with us. So I feel like in college, like I kind of really shifted into more so into my masculine energy. So like, what's the difference between like feminine energy and masculine energy? So let's talk about that a little bit. So just a few characteristics, like to keep it very brief, of feminine energy. It's very like nurturing, compassionate, like you're just very soft. We're made to be nurturers. Like that's why I said that first, like nurturing is the main thing. So being understanding, like that's what a woman is. That's why we're mothers. That's why we're kind of like the heart of the house. Weakness. So I feel like a lot of people like identify being feminine with being weak, and that's not the case. Of nurturing and resilience as a strength, regardless of your gender, because men have feminine energy and women, we have masculine energy. It's just like the chemical balance should weigh out differently. You know, as a woman, you definitely should be more into your softness than your masculinity. But we, as both genders, we both have both energy. Masculine energy. What is masculine energy? Much more like independent. He's much more assertive, more active, more in control. Also, masculine energy is more like off of logic than emotion. Like I don't know if you guys ever heard like people say like women think off emotion, men think off logic, and that both individuals, man and female, can both have these characteristics. But how can you step into your feminine energy to be that soft woman, to be your dream girl, to be the best version of yourself, to be that woman that you want to be? I'm going to give you a few tips right now on how you can incorporate these very small micro habits into your day-to-day life to step into your feminine energy. So the first tip is going to be slowing down in every aspect of life. Slowing down. I would say in every area, slow down. Even when you talk, like I see some women, they talk so freaking fast. Why are you talking so fast? Slow down. Slow down. The way you walk, slow down. Your routines, slow down. In order to like truly slow down, to me, I feel like you have to properly plan. Like with this video, I knew I had to film today. I wanted to film, so I tried to give myself the proper preparation to be able to slowly get into my the right energy, my content creator energy, because there's different versions of me, you know. I have to be in the right mindset to show up to certain places that need me. I have to be ready for that. But when I'm rushing, I'm like overly stimulated, I'm all over the place. I'm not able really to show up as my best self if my mind is going a mile a minute. So if I slow down and properly plan, like, okay, let me do my mother due diligence, let me do my housework due diligence, let me do my wife roles. So when it's time for me to have to show up for my content creator stuff, I'm ready. I'm not overstimulated, my mind is leveled. I've slowed down in other areas of life to properly show up to this part of my life, to this version of myself. Tip number 2 is not being afraid to say that you're not okay, to being vulnerable. I feel like our generation, like millennials and maybe other generations as well, I can only speak for millennials because that's what I am, my peers. A lot of us women like are in this mindset of like, yeah, I got this big boss energy. Like what Lotto said, I'm big mama. Like, yeah, like, do you really want to be big mama for real? Like, I sing that song all the time. I love that song. Sunday Service is the song I'm referencing to. Like, in the chorus, she said, you ain't my daddy, I'm big mama. What is big mama? Like, what does big mama entail? Like, for real? Are you just like, I did this on my own? Like, I'm all independent and like all by myself? Like, what woman really want to live like that for real? I don't want to be walking around here like being macho woman. Like, I love home decor, don't get me wrong, and I'm gonna, you know, pop my big one and try to do a little something on my own, but no, I'm gonna call my husband and ask him to help me doing things I don't have no business doing. Like, that's just that. And I feel like as a woman, you need to be okay with saying that you need help, being okay with being vulnerable to let a man step in and help you, a man that's trustworthy and willing to carry you in that era of life. Every man is not ready for that, and every man is not deserving of that. That's a whole separate video. But if you have a God-fearing man or a man that is worthy and wants to love you correctly and wants to help you succeed and wants you to be in your soft era, because a lot of them really don't, but if you have somebody that wants you there, speak and ask for help. Like, speak and ask for help. Don't feel like you have to carry the world on your shoulders, because you don't. And even if, you know, you're not in a relationship or you feel like you can't find that man, just keep going on that journey and God will put him in your life when time sees fit, because maybe you're not even ready for that type of, you know, dynamic, because you're not deep enough in your feminine energy to step back and let somebody do that for you. So when that time comes, it's gonna come. Another aspect of saying that you're not okay, if you have the label of being the strong friend. Nothing wrong with being the strong friend, but be realistic. Like, even the strongest of people have bad days and have down moments. Like, I feel like a lot of my friends look at me as the strong friend, and people don't just come to me like, are you okay? Or how are you doing? Like, they feel like, okay, Vanna got it all figured out. She got her, you know, her career, she doing the content, she doing this, she doing that. Like, what does that mean? Like, biggest of people have bad days and they need people to show up for them or to look out for them. So even if you're the strong friend, being a little bit more open to your village, being a little bit more open to your friends and people around you to say like, hey, I need help, or hey, I'm having a bad day, or this is going on at work and it really got me in a tussle. Making yourself more vulnerable is really stepping into your soft feminine energy. And again, that does not make you weak, that makes you human. And you don't have to be vulnerable with everybody on the street. Don't be walking up to strangers and telling people your business and telling folks your life story from A to Z. Trust people that you can trust. Trustworthy people are, you know, of this, and you have to use your sense of discernment to determine who you should be venting to or who you should share what with. That's on you to figure out, because you know who plays what roles in your life. And if you don't know, like I said, pray about it. Ask God to give you a sense of discernment so you can know who should I really be talking to for real, because I'm not okay. And if you don't have nobody to talk to, girl, talk to God. Open up the Bible, open up your word. Get a journal, talk to yourself, write it all out, cry it all out until you can get to that point of life that you can start talking to somebody that you trust to be vulnerable with. Another tip of stepping into your feminine energy in soft era is having a maintenance routine. I think I've told y'all about this before, but you have to have maintenance routines if you feel that you're going to be a feminine woman. A woman that's in her soft era is going to look a certain way. She's gonna look apart. I'm sorry. Like, you're just not gonna walk around not upkeeping yourself. Maintenance your external maintenance and your internal maintenance, whether that's you making sure you're getting your nails done once a month, twice a month, getting your hair done, going to church a certain amount of times, going to therapy, going to Bible study. Like, your maintenance routine has to be in order if you really think that you're going to be in your soft era, because when you feel all over the place, you're going to look all over the place. Into the world, you're going to appear like you're all over the place. So you just have to get your affairs in order. It may take you some time. It may take you some planning. I always go back to planning. And then also with your maintenance routines, it comes with consistency. You know, consistency is just key with everything in life. It's with yourself, with businesses, with fitness, with friendships, with relationships. Like, things have to be consistent. So when you're trying to maintain like your routines, just continue at it. And if you guys want like a more detailed video of like how to create your own like mental routine or your own beauty routine, let me know. I'll be happy to make a whole separate video about how to start building a routine from scratch, a maintenance routine. And I feel like I want to just really highlight the fact that a maintenance routine is not all about getting your hair done and your nails done and your toes done and your brows. To me, a maintenance routine can be very spiritual. It can be mental based. It can be emotional based. So I want to highlight, that's why I said church, therapy, Bible study, support groups. It's much more than just how you look. I let it look good, but I want to also feel good, and I want to speak well to people and engage well with people. And if I don't really feel like that, I'm not really going to act like that, if that makes sense. With your routines is your hygiene and body care. As a woman, it's just so much that we have to upkeep with our body, and it's important. And I'm not just talking about the shower routines and the skincare routine, your body as a woman. So making those like annual doctor's appointments, getting checkups with your OBGYN, making sure that your health is in line is like so important as we get older, girl. As Black women, it's so much that we go through. If you're mothers, if you're pregnant, if you're trying to conceive, it's even more things that your body is going to go through. So just making sure that your body care and your health is always top of mind, because your body is important. It's so important, and stepping into your feminine energy is all about you. It's not benefiting anybody but you first. Anybody else that it benefits is just extra, but it's going to affect you the most. Your body. Like me, I feel like ever since I had my second son, my body, like the back aches and stuff that I get, the hip pain, is crazy. It's crazy. And I've been lacking a lot in this area of like body care, because that epidural, I don't know what it did to me. First of all, they didn't know what they was doing. They did the epidural. Let's just say that. The girl poked me like three times to get it in, and I feel like that has messed up my back. So I am gonna be like finding me a chiropractor. I talked to my OBGYN. I just had my annual appointment like a month ago, if even a month ago, and I was telling her about like the back pains and things that I experienced. I had sciatic nerve also when I was pregnant with Mason, my youngest son. And she was like, you need to probably see a chiropractor. And she's like, I don't even really suggest chiro to a lot of patients. She was like, but what you're telling me, like, girl, you need to go to a chiropractor, a physical therapist at the bare minimum, which I was doing that during my whole pregnancy, but that's a whole nother story. But just take care of your body, please. Another tip is going to be purchasing things that make everyday life more romanticized. So very similar to the whole mocktail situation. Like, I could have made that mocktail in a plastic red cup, like a regular pixie cup, plastic cup from Walmart, from the dollar store. But would that really look cute? No. Would that have really been me romanticizing me making a simple mocktail? No, it would not. Purchase things that make the everyday tasks more enjoyable. I know like a lot of people don't like getting into the trends or getting into the hype of like products and things like that, but if you find enjoyment in that, if it makes it more of an aesthetic for you, do it. Don't care about what other people think. Like me, honestly, when I drink out of my Stanley cup, it makes me want to drink more water. I don't know what it is. I don't know, the $40 cup got me feeling like I'm somebody. But when I drink out of my Stanley cup, I find myself drinking more water. It's more enjoyable to me than drinking out of a regular plastic bottle of water. It just does. So find that for you and stick with it. If it's romanticizing your dinners or dressing up the counters in your kitchen, making your bathroom look more like a spa. The things that you have to do every day that may be a little daunting, make them a little bit more, you know, sprinkle a little bit more something on it. That's just like the best way I can say it. Just make it more enjoyable for you. So letting go of control. Stop thinking that you have to control every single part of life. It's like, think about back in high school when they used to put us in group projects. Even in college, in college I had to do group projects, and you want to be that group member in control of everything. You don't need to be like that with every part of your life. Baby, take a back seat. Take a back seat, let God control, and you be the passenger. Passenger princess if you ride with God. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Passenger princess if you are a king's daughter, which is what I am. I let go of trying to control everything, and it's very hard because I know how I want my life to be, and I know what I'm deserving of, so I'm gonna do a lot. I'm gonna keep going, but once you start questioning God, he gonna be like, okay, you got it. I'm gonna let you do it, big mama. And it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. So allowing him to control your life and you just following his lead and trusting him with your life is really like tapping into a different era. A totally different era. This is our last tip. I think this is one of the last ones, is releasing jealousy. Now, I don't know if this is gonna ruffle some feathers, because I always be hearing some people say that jealousy is a healthy emotion. I'm just not gonna get into it because I don't agree with the statement. I do not feel like jealousy is a healthy emotion. I feel like it's no way you could really be in your feminine energy and being in your soft energy with jealousy in your heart. To me, jealousy and envy, it's just nothing positive about it to me. I've never been jealous of anybody. Jealousy just brings out a side of folks, and I've seen it firsthand because I've had so many people have that emotion towards me, people that I don't know, people that I do know, old friends. It's just not a good thing to have. It's a big difference between admiring somebody and being influenced by somebody, or motivated by somebody, and being jealous. It's two different things. So I would just say, release any form of jealousy. I feel like that's something that you need to pray about. When you're jealous of somebody, to me, it's very much so a personal thing. It's very internal, and you may not be expressing your emotions in the best way that you can, so you're not comprehending reality the way that it should be happening, because you're jealous of something that you don't even know what this person had to go through to get this. You don't know what this person is going through behind closed doors. What you're possibly jealous of is very surface level, and you don't even know you don't even know what's what for real. Just releasing all jealousy, please. And like I said, it's probably something that you need to be praying about. If you find yourself always being jealous about somebody, jealous about one specific person, everything you see that them getting is always oh, but she ain't da 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 da, or she this, or it took her long enough, or girl, put all that energy into yourself instead of talking about the next person and judging the next person or copying the next person. Release it. Just release it. And the very last tip kind of goes hand in hand with jealousy is putting yourself around the right people. When you want to step into being very feminine and very soft, you have to be around like-minded women. You can't be around women that are just with the whatever way the river flow she go. You cannot be around that type of people. You need to be around somebody who got something to lose. Like me, I can't be out here just willy-nilly, baby. I got a lot to lose if I get myself in a bad situation, in the jam. I have 2 kids, I have a husband, I have a house, I have a job. I have a lot to lose. So if you're out with me, I'm not gonna put you in a compromising situation because I don't want to be in a compromising situation. You need to hang out with people like that. You can't hang out with a girl nobody to answer for. She ain't got no kids. She don't have nobody that she's responsible for. You may want to think twice about hanging out with that type of person, because y'all on 2 different levels of life. And that's not saying that you can't have different friends that are in different eras. You just have to know their character to be able to judge, is this a good you know, match for me? Is this a good situation for me? Because I have friends of all different everything, but I know their characters. I'm not defining our relationship by their current their life situation or their relationship situation, because I know you as a person. So judge people as a person and understanding like, hey, are you worth the risk of me being with you? Are you worth like my energy being sacrificed? Can I really even take on the load that you're putting on me mentally? Is it even worth it? Am I receiving what I'm giving to you in this relationship or this friendship? So you just want to be around like-minded people, whether it's friendships, love relationships, whatever, because I would definitely say your environment also controls how you feel and how you live in your femininity. Back to like what I told you at the beginning, like when I was growing up, I was very much so in my soft girl era. But as I got older, like more of my adolescent years and my environment changed, it shifted my energy, because I'm like, okay, the world want to play with me, like strap up, like yeah, it's that. it's that. So your environment plays a big role in how you're able to your day-to-day energy. If you're around people that's toxic and people that are always drama filled and just negative, you're gonna be that. You're gonna be exactly what you're around. It's just that simple. That's just how like the human like mind works. I tried to keep this video short, sweet, and to the point. I hope that you were able to take away something from this video and that you can really learn and incorporate at least one of these tips to step into your soft woman era, and understand that it's a journey. It's not an overnight process, but I believe in you, and I know that if you just keep taking the steps, baby steps, we gonna get there together. If you made it this far in the video and you are not subscribed to my channel, I highly suggest that you subscribe. I would love to have you join the family, and don't forget to like and comment. Until next time, y'all, I will see you in the next video. Bye.